The choice point is a tool used in acceptance and commitment therapy, also known as ACT. It's a simple tool used to conceptualise a problem, set an agenda for a psychological therapy session, establish therapy goals, and to raise self-awareness. On the diagram, you can see there are arrows labelled away and towards. The away arrow means moving away from the person you want to be or moving away from the life you want to build. These are things that make life worse in the long term. The towards arrow means behaving like the person you want to be and moving towards the life you want to live. These things will make life better in the long term. Let's look at an example. Malcolm has an important work presentation coming up, but he's avoiding preparing for it. He has thoughts of, I can't do it, I'm not clever enough, and I'll make a mistake. He feels anxious and has started initiating arguments with his wife and drinking too much alcohol. Malcolm's psychological therapist asks him to write the situation and his thoughts and feelings at the bottom of the worksheet. Malcolm and his therapist then start to map his away moves. Malcolm writes, avoiding preparing for the presentation, initiating arguments with my wife, drinking too much alcohol and spending a lot of time worrying about the presentation. Now I want to stress that away moves are not about moving away from painful or difficult thoughts and feelings. Away moves are about moving away from your values or away from the person you want to be. Malcolm and his therapist then explore his towards moves. The therapist helps him identify his values, what really matters and what sort of person he wants to be. He's also asked to consider the actions that would help him to change his situation for the better. Malcolm writes, focus on my work, talk calmly with my wife, drink alcohol moderately, see friends more and start exercising again. He also identifies it would be helpful to learn skills to unhook from his difficult thoughts and feelings. This section is usually the hardest to complete. People are generally very good at describing their problematic thoughts, feelings and behaviours, but often find it challenging to identify their values or helpful actions. Being able to see his situation visually mapped out enabled Malcolm to recognise that it's not his thoughts and emotions that have created his problems. His problems have been created by fusing with his thoughts and emotions, which then hook him into away moves. Therefore, the antidote is to learn to unhook from thoughts and emotions and engage in towards moves. I'm aware of a lot of problems are more complex than Malcolm's, but the choice point can enable you to have a clear sense of the values that you wish to live by and to translate those values into committed action. If you've enjoyed this video, you may be interested in the video on the screen now, and I look forward to seeing you soon.